Okay, so we are now on part 7, Hrothgar and Beowulf. Hrothgar answered, Helm of the Skadlings, I remember this man as the merest of striplings. His father, long dead now, was Egothro titled. Him Hrethel and Geatman granted at home, his one only daughter, his battle-brave son, is come but now, sought a trustworthy friend. Sea-failing sailors asserted it then, who valuable gift gems of the Geatman carried, as peace-offering thither, that he 30 men's grapple has in his hands, the hero in battle. The holy Creator unsworn sent him to Westdane warriors, I ween, for to render gainst Grendal's grimness gracious assistance. I shall give to the good one gift gems for courage. Hasten to bid them hither to speed them, to see assembled the circle of kinsmen. Tell them expressly their welcome in sooth to the men of the Danes. To the door of the building Wulfgar went then, this word message shouted. My victorious liege lord bade me to tell you, the East Danes' atheling, that your origin knows he, and o'er wave billows wafted ye welcome are hither, valiant of spirit. Ye straightway may enter clad in corslets, cased in your helmets, to see King Hrothgar. Here, let your battle boards, wood spears, and war shaft await your conferring. The mighty one rose then, with many a liegeman, an excellent thane group. Some there did await them, and as bid of the brave one in the battle geared guarded. Together they heed them, while the hero did guide them. Neath Heroth's roofs, the high-minded went then sturdy neath the helmet, till he stood in the building. Beowulf spake. His byrnie did glisten, his armor seamed over by the art of the craftsman. Hail thou, Hrothgar! I am Hygelaic's kinsman, and vassal forsooth. Many a wonder I dared as a stripling. The doings of Grendel in a far-off farther land I fully did know of. Seafarers tell us, this hall building standeth, excellent edifice, empty and useless, to all the earlmen after even light's glimmer. Neath heaven's bright hues hath hidden its glory. Thus my earls then urged me, the most excellent of them, carles very clever, to come and assist thee, folk leader Hrothgar. Fully they knew of the strength of my body. Themselves they beheld me. When I first came from the contest, when covered with gore, foes I escaped from, where 5 I had bound. The giant race wasted, in the waters destroying the knickers by night, borne numberless sorrows, the wedgers avenged, woes they had suffered. Enemies ravaged. Alone, now, with Grendel, I shall manage the matter, with the monster of evil, the giant, decide it. Thee I would, therefore, beg of thy bounty, bright Danish chieftain, lord of the Skeldings, this single petition, not to refuse me, defender of warriors, friend lord of folks. So far have I sought thee, that I may, unaided, my earlsmen assisting me, this brave-mooded war band, purify Heorot. I have heard on inquiry, the horrible creature from the veriest rashness recks not for weapons. This do scorn then, so be Hygelac gracious, my liege lord beloved, lenient of spirit, to bear a blade or a broad-fashioned target, a shield to the onset, only with hand grip, the foe I must grapple, fight for my life then, foemen with foemen, he fain must rely on the doom of the Lord whom's death layeth hold of. I ween he will wish, if he win in the struggle, to eat the war hall's earls of the Geat folk, boldly to swallow them, as of yore he did often, the best of the Hrethmen. Thou needest not trouble, a head watch to give me. He will have me dripping and dreary with gore, if death overtake me, will bear me off bleeding, biting, mouthing me. The hermit will eat me, heedless of pity, marking the moorfens, no more wilt need them. Find me my food. If I fall in the battle, send to Hygelac the armor that severeth to shield my bosom, the best of equipments, richest of ringmails. 'Tis the relic of Hrothla, the work of Wayland. Goes weird as she must go. And we are on part 8, Hrothgar and Beowulf, continued. Hrothgar discoursed, helm of the Scyldings. To defend our folk and to furnish assistance, thou soughtest us hither, good friend Beowulf, the fiercest of feuds thy father engaged in. Heathlof killed he in hand-to-hand conflict, mid Wilfgish warriors, then the Wetterish people, for fear of a feud, were forced to disown him. Thence, flying, he fled to the folk of the South Danes, the race of the Scyldings, o'er the roll of the waters. I had lately begun then to govern the Danemen, the hoard seat of heroes held in my youth, rich in its jewels. Dead was Hrothgar, my kinsman and elder had earth joys forsaken. Hilfden, his baron, he was better than I am. That feud thereafter for a fee I compounded. O'er the weltering waters to the Whifflings I sent ornaments old. Oaths did he swear me. It pains me in spirit to tell any of it. What grief and heroic Grendel hath caused me, what horror unlooked for, by hatred unceasing. Waned is my warband, wasted my hall troop. Weird hath oft cast them to the clutches of Grendel. God can easily hinder the scather from deeds so direful. Oft drunken with beer, or the ale vessel promised warriors in armor. They would willingly wait on the waysailing benches, a grapple with Grendel, with grimmest of edges. Then this mead hall at morning with murder was reeking. The building was bloody at breaking of daylight. The bench deals all flooded, dripping and bloodied. The folk hall was gory. I had fewer retainers, dear, beloved warriors, whom death had laid hold of. Sit at the feast now, thy intents unto heroes. Thy victor frame show, as thy spirit doth urge thee. For the men of the Geats then together assembled. In the beer hall, blithesome, a bench was made ready. There, warlike in spirit, they went to be seated, proud and exultant. A liegeman did service, who a beaker embellished bore with decorum, and gleaming drink poured. The gleeman sang whildom, hardy and heroic. There was heroes rejoicing, a numerous war band of Weders and Danemen. Okay, part 9. Unferth taunts Beowulf. Unferth spoke up, Ecglaf, his son, who sat at the feet of the lord of the Scyldings, opened the jousting. The journey of Beowulf, seafarer doughty, gave sorrow to Unferth, and greatest chargen, too, for granted he never, that any man else on earth should attain to gain under heaven more glory than he. Art thou that Beowulf with Breca did struggle, on the wide sea currents at swimming contended, where to humor you pride, the ocean ye tried? From vainest vaunting adventured your bodies, in care of the waters, and no one was able, nor lief, nor loth one, in the least to dissuade you. Your difficult voyage, then ye ventured a swimming, where your arms outstretching the streams ye did cover, the mereways measured, mixing and stirring them, glided the ocean, angry the waves were, with the weltering of winter. In the water's possession ye toiled for a 7 night, he at swimming outdid thee, in strength excelled thee. Then, early at morning, on the Heathrome's shore, the home currents tossed him, sought he then westward, the home of his fathers, beloved his liegemen, in the land of the Brondings. The peace castle pleasant, where a people he wielded, had borough and jewels. The pledge that he made thee, the son of Beanstan, hath soothly accomplished. Then I ween thou wilt find thee less fortunate issue, though ever triumphant in an onset of battle, a grim grappling, if Grendel thou starest for the space of a night nearby to wait for. Beowulf answered, offspring of Earthgrow, my good friend Unferth, sure freely and wildly, though thou fuddled with beer of Breca hast spoken, hast told of his journey. A fact I allege it, that greater strength in the waters I had then, ills in the ocean, than any man else had. We made agreement as the merest of striplings, promised each other, both of us then were younkers in years, that we would yet adventure out on the ocean It all we accomplished, while swimming the sea floods, sword-bayed and scabbarded. Boldly we brandished, our bodies expected to shield from the sharks. He sure was unable to swim on the waters further than I could, more swift on the waves, nor would I from him go. Then we 2 companions stayed in the ocean 5 nights together, till the currents did part us. The weltering waters, weathers the bleakest and nearthmost night, nor the north wind whistled fierce in our faces, fell were the billows. The mere fish's mood was mightily ruffled. And there, against foemen, my firm knotted corselet, hand-jointed, hardy, did afford me. My battle-sark braided, brilliantly gilded, lay on my bosom, to the bottom then dragged me. A hateful fiend-skeether seized me and held me, grim in his grapple. 'Twas granted me, nathless, to pierce the monster with the point of my weapon, my obedient blade, battle off carried, the mighty mere creature by means of my hand blow.